Hey guys, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Funko Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy Fazbear action figure. Now this is a pretty good figure. I mean, as you can see from here, the sculpt is there. The paint is good, but there are flaws, much like the Bonnie that I reviewed, and if you haven't seen that review, check the link up there. Anyway, so yeah, he's okay in certain ways, but there is a huge flaw overall. Let's take a quick look at his packaging. It's the same as Bonnie's. It's very nice, you know. It's got this matte feeling to it. And then it says Freddy up here, and that tells you that it includes his right arm, which I actually have the arm this time. Even when I reviewed Bonnie last time, I didn't have his part. I kind of find it weird that they don't tell you which figures include what body parts, but whatever. And then anyway, you get to build your own spring trap once you collect all of these parts, which it could be cool. I mean, at least they have a lot of variety here. They have Freddy, Bonnie, Chica. I mean, these are cool characters, but I feel like the Golden Freddy would be the hardest sell because it is exactly this Freddy, just slightly repainted. So, yeah, other than that, they look really nice, and I could imagine buying them all. Anyway, so that's the box, and that's my little discussion on the parts there. Let's take a look at the parts. Here's the right arm, and then because I didn't show it with Bonnie, I'm going to show you the leg that I found. Okay, there's the arm. It's got good sculpt on it. It looks damaged like it should. There's the underside. It's missing a finger there. That's the flip-off finger. Wonder what happened there. Hey, F you, dude. Chop. Oh, jeez. Oh well. He'll never be able to do any sort of flip-off again. That'll just suck. Okay, anyway, it looks nice. I mean, the paint is okay. It's got sort of a wash on there. It's got black and red. But, you know, I don't think they could do much with this arm. What they did was good enough. So, what is cool is you can actually, if you don't want to collect all the parts and create another character, Springtrap, you do have the option to, let me get the focus in here, to just stick it on another character's arm, like this, and then you've got sort of weird mangled Freddy. And then, here, let me pull out the leg, see how well sculpted that is. It's actually got better paint than the arm. It's got some nice silver on it. Anyway, you can put that on the other part where the leg is and just make him look mangled, like he stuck his arm and leg in acid, or, I don't know, he shook hands with a politician, I don't know. It looks really cool. It's like when you have Michael Jackson with one glove on, one side doesn't match the other. It makes it look kind of cool. Let's see. So let's take this off and let's talk about the main problems first, which I did go over with the Bonnie, but it's just gotten worse. Over time, this figure just downgrades over and over again, gets worse and worse progressively. First off, if you shake him a little, you'll see the floppiness is real. I mean, that is just awful. And if you are a stop motionist at all, this is just going to piss you off. Because look at this one leg here. That cannot hold form at all. And yeah, the articulation is limited, so it's not like it's floppy because it has so much articulation. It's just bad design. It's a cheap figure, so I imagine they just didn't put much production into whatever plastic they used and all. And it's made in a way so that the ball joint and this little socket here don't really fit all that well. It's like not a tight fit. If they had it so that the ball joint was a little bit bigger maybe, or this part here was a little bit thicker, it would stick together and be more solid, but it's just not that great of a design. So the more he moves around, the looser it gets and the crappier it is. So yeah, that's sort of a really, really sucky thing there. My camera's doing something weird. It keeps fluctuating between colors, whatever. He does come with one other accessory other than the body part. It's this little microphone here, and there's like absolutely no sculpt detail going on there. It's silver, top here is round, and then there's this tiny little notch that is the black thing, and it's clear all around here. So, very basic and very kind of, boring accessory. I would have kind of preferred too if you could actually get his arm to his mouth. Instead, you can kind of set it in a way that it looks like he could be talking into that, but I mean, come on. Just a little bit more articulation. That's why I prefer stuff like hinges and stuff. Just like, here's an example. Walking Dead figure has this part here that can just hold the arm up and it doesn't go flopping down and stays tight forever, that is a good design for a figure. This is not. If they had to charge $15.99 for each of these figures just to have that, I would feel it was worth it, because right now this figure is ruined by having the articulation flopping around like that. And you know what? The Bonnie's held up pretty well. He's a little more floppy than last time, but this Freddy's just gone to hell, like real fast. Loose head. Okay, whatever. Enough complaining about that. The sculpt on him is nice. Let's get a quick look in there. It looks like Freddy from the video game. Focus. Yeah. And the paint is nice too. It matches up very nicely. Teeth there. I like it, the black in the background and the nice white teeth up there. There's his Freddy butt, which has absolutely nothing there. He's muffin topping. Look, tiny bottom, huge top. Okay. And then there's his feetsies, which are, sculpted nicely. I believe he has actually the exact same body sculpt as Bonnie here, who just lost his arm. Yeah, it's the exact same body sculpt. So, let me take a look here. I think he shares the same body with Bonnie and Golden Freddy. And then I think similar parts might be used with Chica. So, that's pretty cheap on the behalf of Funko, but whatever. I mean, they are supposed to be from like the same manufacturer. And as you can see, there is sort of a dark wash on here. Makes it look a little more aged, and I like that. That's cool. So, sculpt and paint is fair. Articulation sucks. That's the one thing. And it doesn't get many points for, accessories. I mean, technically, this isn't an accessory. It only gets one tiny little accessory. So, let's take a look at the articulation, I guess, yeah. His head can do a full 360, very loosely. It can look up a little, can look down a little. It doesn't really hold any pose. It can do that head rocker thing. Then he can bring his arm up really high. Can, like, bring it all the way to his back. Kind of scratch with a back scratcher, maybe. I don't know. So that's pretty cool for him there. And then the shoulder can't really come up to the side at all. Let me get that focus back in. It wants to change colors every time I move. It's weird. Okay, and then at the elbow, got full 360 spin. It can go back a little. It can go forward. Not even close to a 90-degree angle. And then at the wrist, there's a little bit of swivel. You can go 360, actually. But it feels like there's a ball joint in there, but it's just not made to move around much at all. You could consider that a little extra articulation, though. Why not? Then at the other arm, it's exactly the same. Nothing different there. Then his legs, because there's nothing here, nothing at the hips, it just goes to the legs, which it's very, very tight articulation that just makes the leg flop off as you pull it. And then on the other leg, it's really loose articulation, so he can kick forward like not at all, non-existent amount. He can not kick back all that much. This hip articulation right here doesn't really do anything. Then at the knees, he can go to maybe halfway to a 90-degree angle. Oh, he just fell completely apart. Okay, let me just top this off. He can do that, he can do that, and he can do a little swivel, full 360. You know what? That's it. That's his articulation. And you know what? That's your figure. This is the figure that will cost you maybe $11.99 at the best. It's honestly, I'm a little pissed off at it. It's cool sculpt, cool paint. But the more I see him, the more I'm just like, why the heck? I'm going to try and do some modifications, guys. I'll show you if it actually works out. But this is just unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Whereas the Bonnie, I believe I gave him a fair review because, honestly, he does hold together pretty well. He does have the problem with falling apart a bit, but not as much. Not as much. Okay, so Just be careful when you're buying them. If you get one that's floppy right out of the box, send it back. Get one, if it's tight, keep it. Just keep it. And then be careful articulating him because he's going to wear down over time, whatever. In 50 years, these guys will be dust. Anyway, I would not really recommend getting them if you are not a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, because the figures are troublesome. They make you very frustrated, but they look cool. So, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next review. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Peace.